Hi guys, this is going to be an art channeled message where I predict and channel artwork from a spiritual lens. My paintings and drawings often have metaphors and optical illusions hidden deep within. Each time you look at my artwork, you will see something that you didn't the first time. That eventually leads to the bigger picture of the canvas. The message or channeled message I'm getting here is definitely one from Spirit or God. The initial message started out as Stairway to Heaven or the Hand of God, which is a part of the Happy Place series. This involves 2 parts, 2 videos. One day I decided to experiment with my new oil pastels and I began mixing colors on paper. This was intended to be nothing more than a test, but as I was mixing with my finger, it initially gave me this feeling of being underwater. But it also emulated a perfect blue, clear sky. This is one being in deep water, I'm getting. But looking up for hope, looking up to the sky for guidance. I need help, I need guidance, I'm looking for something. Within the blue sky, I started mixing other colors like purple and white. The white stuck out like a cloud or a thick fog. You can see it over here. Eventually, as I was channeling, green came into the picture. What I initially thought was a tree formed into an entire field or open land. I kept hearing land of the free. Something that started out as a simple subject was now leaning more into an entire landscape. I'm getting an open field or open land, my voice cracked. Predominantly in my head, I was seeing a scene of a hill off into the distance, or 2 people riding off into the sunset. I was then getting Jack and Jill went up the hill. It's like you're going up a hill or approaching a field, and then it separates in a beautiful way. A unique path or walkway is currently being paved. This emulates to me the Swiss Alps or even Ireland. There's a message here of perfect, too good to be true, something straight out of a dream, hallucination, or catalog. The perfect place. As I was channeling and smudging the sky, a massive bright light is coming down from the clouds and is seeping into the scene from all directions, specifically here. It's beautiful the way it comes down, but it looks natural. You can almost barely see it. And then here as well. This came beforehand. And then you can also see the light seeping through the fence from the initial source up here. There's many light sources. There's many places you need to be looking for a sign. This is heaven and feels like heaven. That's what this energy consists of. This is what you imagine it might look like. Possibly even in your imagination, inside your head. Is this real? Or is it a fragment of your imagination? Have you even been to this place yet? I was also seeing this as someone finally encountered a roadway after leaving the forest or finally getting out. We finally see open road, but we came from here. We came from the light. We came from beyond. I'm hearing all paths lead to heaven. Part of the sky looked rather close, like it's a cloud shining a light towards the ground, which happened here first. It looks like something is coming out of it. It feels like a targeted attack, but in the greatest way possible. It's like this is who we're going for. This is where we want to land. This is the target area. This is the place. It's a force field in a way. That confused me so much at first. It's like aliens coming to Earth in their spaceship, and all of a sudden you see a laser curving out a circle where you are, trying to get your attention. Or perhaps a specific area is closed off, protected, or off limits entirely. A force field is around you. A force field is around a specific place, but this marking cannot be seen. Because it's spiritual. It's a spiritual thing. This is also similar to how they say certain events or sudden rapid movements are from God, the universe itself. It's like, hello, wake up, what are you doing? I'm also seeing an asteroid falling from the sky and leaving a giant crater in the ground. That is the equivalent here. Signs that are designed to wake up the masses or wake up a specific person. So you can't ignore that even if you wanted to. There's no ignoring it. You can't ignore this anymore. There's so much humor here, or humor coming through right now. It's like if you're not going to look up and pay attention, well then here you go, drop. It's like a giant species coming down and throwing things. Mass destruction. I'm also picturing a kid hovering over his toys, and they're the giant while the toys are petrified, or the toys are the action figures, making it look like it's a giant scene, but it's really not. It's just zoomed in really closely. It looks something straight out of that. As I was channeling and drawing, I want to say it's almost as if an angel is coming out of the sky, or a finger, or a hand, like a puppet show, puppeteer. Perhaps this already symbolizes within the collective a spiritual control and guidance coming from up above. This could even be a face, similar to how you can make out shapes and formations in the clouds. That looks like this, that looks like a person, that looks like an animal. When you talk to angels or talk to God, you talk to the sky. There's something significant about that. It reminds me again of what I was already channeling in the beginning. We all have a happy place we resort to in our own minds. We all have an envisionment subconsciously of what true peace, harmony, or heaven looks like. That is what this is. In the middle here, if you look closely or several times, you can make out in the part here hovering over the ground looks like wings or a halo. That's what started before the hand went on top. It's beautiful. And it comes all the way down. I'm talking to people, or this is one having true favor from God, a true calling. They're calling to them, they're calling it. But will you accept the call when you hear it, or will you ignore it? Will it take having a siren going off for you to pay attention to your surroundings? Right now I'm hearing the sky is falling. Something weird is happening. Could a sign be so grand that it's hard to believe or hard to explain to others without it sounding crazy? But what if this path is only meant for you to understand it? What if this is truly between you and God, you and Source, you and the universe? Hence the force field and the circle of protection around it, or how it only goes in one spot. I'm even seeing just now, I didn't really pay attention to this before, here we go. Looks like there's another secondary path here, but you can barely see it because it's invisible. The only set of eyes to gaze upon this will be yours. This is surprisingly very deep already. A lot of metaphors, a lot of figurative language along with the message, but I hope you get what I'm already putting down. The sky then got brighter towards the top of the hill, or as it got farther away, I noticed there's a lot of white spots, or a lot of glow, a lot of halos. It's like an object glowing. I'm even seeing that in my head. It looks like the emergence of something grand once again, or this is foreshadowing something coming up from the hill. Back to what I said regarding the clear angel outline I was seeing in the sky, accompanied by the puppeteer reference, this feels like judgment, judgment card, judgment call. That's why the people down here have their arms wide open. There's a need to surrender, but also take heed to what you notice. Too often we rely on sitting there and waiting, but we don't act when we're nudged to. It reminds me of, it's like, oh, pretty angel numbers, 222, and we just see it as that. But what were you thinking at the time you saw that? What are you currently going through that associates with that number? You're not just gonna sit there and go, oh, spiritual sign, that's great. But what after that? What comes next? Again, too often we rely on sitting there and waiting, but we don't act when we're nudged to. As I was channeling once more, I saw in the sky, similar to how we see shapes in the clouds, a face that looks turned or sitting down, where this was. It's a baby or a child is present. Perhaps even a baby angel. Then to my right, all the way down here, I saw a woman, partially at that, flying with her eyes closed. She also looks rather mean or uncomfortable. She's so uncomfortable by what's going on over on the left that she goes away completely. At this point, I started feeling a very sad energy or a very sad message of someone questioning why people react to them in a certain way or avoid them altogether. That's what this looks like. Avoiding things you don't understand yet. You know how they say it's not you that people dislike, it's what's on you or what's in you? It's how exposed they feel by the spirit. It's a mirror. It's two sides of the same coin. This is identical, and it's also symmetrical. I'm also seeing this resembles stubbornness, my bad. I choose to ignore the signs and stay in certain patterns because it's easier. There's something about it that invokes extreme anger and irritation, like how dare you come at me with that nonsense? But usually that's only a front for fear, extreme fear. When people are scared of their feelings or when they feel seen, they get extremely defensive. Humans are also terrified of what they don't fully understand yet, just like the supernatural. A lot of people still deny God or the universe. They don't understand it, so they choose to ignore it or run away. I'm also hearing in my head skeptics, being skeptical, but no longer being a skeptic after, which is strange. Just as I thought though, an angel formed on the left side, which perfectly aligned with that initial concentration of white light that started here. The white light slowly transformed or slowly transitioned into this beautiful wing that was traced around it, completely from scratch. I've never done an angel before. So this feels, it did feel special. It looks like the angel is reaching down here or reaching off into the distance for the bright side, reaching for the bright side, or the distant horizons or distant lands is also what I heard. Back to the message of fear. I was hearing, be not afraid, which is typically associated spiritually and religiously when it comes to encounters with angels or how people feel in the presence of one. It is said to immediately calm those with their presence, but it's also overwhelming once again. They don't always come as or look like this. That's the bigger picture here as well. Angels can come in the most off-putting people. Hence why the woman is going in the opposite direction, away from it. Speaking of judgment, she's judging when she should be learning. This is significant for some reason. Don't overlook a blessing coming soon your way. Not all angels come from the sky. Angels can be in certain places or environments. So can messengers, but not in the same form. Don't waste so much time being a skeptic that you forget to be open-minded. Finally, a giant, obnoxious-looking hand fully emerged from the sky on top of the light that already took the shape of angel wings. I immediately got the hand of God. The woman on the right once again looks scared at the sight of this. It's obnoxious, it's strange, so she flies away, Peter Pan style. She's going towards the light, but the opposite way. There's something here about all paths lead to the same place anyway. It's unavoidable. I'm also hearing all drains lead to the ocean. This is the equivalent of if it's your calling, it's going to keep calling. You will continue to be led back to the same place until you take heed. You will be diverted from everything else. This is the career you possess, actual possessions, and people around you, or even the people not meant for you. I'm seeing a complete shakeup occurring due to avoidance. At first, the hand strangely merged with the lady's leg and foot, further proving that it's a part of you no matter what. Her leg was initially like going in here, and I almost thought that was her leg. Can barely make out her body. Do you see that? You can't run from this. You are the universe. The universe is you. God is always there. Nature is God. You are of nature. The hand developed increasingly, which is again the hand of God, or the universe reaching out. Hence the initial puppet master thing I was getting. It's rather invasive and loud. It's covering up the rainbow in view that you would want to look at first or in the first place. When you're looking at a sunset or rainbow, it's as if that's the invisible force around it. This is a halo coming out from under the hand that I at first thought I completely ruined by covering it. And I did say it's like this is the perfect spot. The hand is there as if this predicts or infers that something needs to or will be taken, collected, or scooped up. It reminds me of the saying, taken too soon, died too young, or now they're in a better place, happy place. Whoa, there we go. It's like someone is in a better place, or this is the place you want to be at, figuratively. Aside from that, it also felt like I was channeling an actual realistic place. It's very green, no pollution, almost a little too unrealistic, like Switzerland. Feels like Switzerland. We all have a happy place or new places we desire to see. Others we connect strongly to without ever setting foot in, and we don't know why. It's almost as if it's connected to a higher plane or connected to heaven. Like, have you ever been so connected to a place that it feels like everything interesting things happen when you're there that wouldn't happen at others. That's what I mean. In the crazy turn of events for this message, or with the synchronicity itself, what leads further to the bigger picture is the angel that formed in the clouds looks so young, so soft, while the woman on the right looks older. This is a baby angel reaching for the white light, reaching for innocence or innocence lost. I'm also seeing on a collective level, this is the great return to innocence. This return to your hometown. This return to your former roots. A newfound appreciation for your culture, for where you came from. It's like you thought you lost your spark, but you did not. It's this coming of age energy that feels intense. I'm hearing, I wish I could go back to a time where I don't know this. I wish I could unsee all of this. I wish I lived somewhere else. Overall, there's symbolism of returning to the light, or there's simply a desire to reach out and grab it. I'm also hearing grabbing that opportunity. What I find beautiful as well is the angel was drawn so delicately and softly, as if you don't want to add too much or ruin it. It's fine the way it is. You don't need to look back with disdain or regret. A return to innocence, reaching for the light. Finally, in the bottom corner, two people formed, and they're also reaching their hands out. This is the worshiping of God, a message, or how people look up to the sky. You even see this in movies where they look up and they talk to the sky as if they're talking to them. It's like, oh, farewell, old friend. I'll see you soon. I'll see you again. It's like that. Despite what it is, the sky has all the answers for some reason. Something about looking to the sky for a sign or formation is special for someone. No one else could possibly understand your situation or how you perceive it, just like how signs can be unique to you. Perhaps you see a sign that's associated with a past loved one, like their favorite card game, their favorite musician, or a nickname only you would know when you see it on their license plate. Just something that is like too undeniable but might look crazy to other people. The rainbow in the clouds, like the rainbow of God, like wasn't there a rainbow in the sky with that as well? It's designed to be the equivalent of God, angels, and past loved ones. I'm also seeing here with the hands being out. This means you are actively signaling that your hands are out. You are ready to receive. And see how the light is even reflecting back off of the original source. It almost looks like it's bouncing off of each other. Good energy bouncing back and forth. Communication bouncing back and forth. It must be in your attitude and body language to receive. Right now, what's coming to me is how, as humans, we can possess closed off body language, or I desire to be spoken to and approached language, versus leave me alone, don't look at me, don't touch me. This is the same thing. Do you have open, arms wide out? Do you have open energy to source at this time? If you desire friends, are you making the same effort? Now I'm seeing or circling back to happy place again. This is somewhere you envision or go to when under stress, or possibly even abuse. I'm also seeing abuse metaphorically for a tortured soul. It's as if this happy place is real, or the happy place or specific setting is where you will see God or meet God. He is with you here because you are so open and comfortable in this state. I did say in the beginning of the message, there's like how you feel connected to other places while others you do not. It's because you're so comfortable there. And you often see more as well. More signs, more animals, or crazy things. Essentially, you are able to let your guard down, which in turn leads to special occurrences, like I said. It's perfect. It's the standard. It almost emulates a Dell computer background. Perfect, green, blue sky. What else could you want aside from that? And there's something here about near-death experiences as well. Have you ever heard people referencing what they saw in near-death experiences? Many of them say or describe the same thing. What is your reoccurring happy place? What have you always subconsciously envisioned? You can even picture it right now. Like, what has it always been throughout all of these years? Do you see a beach? All green, perfect sky, bright lights? There's even been experiments on this with autistic children and even the mentally ill. Their escape, or I guess you could even say astral projection of reality, is always identical or similar. There's a strong reference here to that dissociation or having dreams where people have similar reportings or can recount what this happy place or heavenly place looks like or is. Some report a green hill, rainbows, cute animals everywhere greeting you. Once again, a place where everything is just mysteriously perfect. Or it's a mystery location altogether. You feel it, but you haven't recognized it yet, or you haven't set foot there. Another thing I'm picking up on is the distinction between the physical plane and the spiritual plane. In other words, what comes in and out. The veil being thin. The people on the ground are sharper and bolder, while in the sky they're soft and move like the wind, or evaporate and disappear like the clouds. These two worlds are colliding. Home is truly where the heart is. When we look up at the sky, we think, is that an angel? Is this God? Is this judgment day? Is that supposed to be a sign? Is it my loved one? All you know in that moment is that it brings you immense peace. I'm also channeling guardian angels and actual children. You were placed on this earth to fulfill a mission, which means you are watched over and protected along the way. Certain things bring you immense peace, but you can't actually see anything. It's just clouds. It's just a shape. It's just a quick apparition. As the fences slowly fade away in the distance, which is my favorite effect, it gives this energy of far away or distant lands. But where are you headed exactly? What else is there to know about where you were going? What is this place? What is this location? There is a part 2 and continuation of this message that will be linked down below and on my channel for free. It's a painting, a part of the Happy Place series. It goes way deeper than even I thought it would, but yeah, original artwork is on my website, same with commissions. I thank you for being here and listening to this message. As always though, I'd love to hear your opinions. What do you see? How does it make you feel? Especially with the many metaphors that came through. But yeah, I will see you in the next video. Or if you saw the first video first, I welcome you here as well. Thank you so much, and I'll see you later.